What's the word? Yeah, so we back with another one. Before the podcast start off, we just gonna follow up a little more and catch up on the story about me before I introduce you to so many people, before I bring so much to the city of Newark. We just gonna figure out a little more about myself. So, me personally, um, piggybacking off of um, part two. Uh, so we left off in '85, um, where my father had just uh, ran into a little trouble, did a little different shit, and that's like right where my life changed at. Um, when the police came to the house, when the FBI came to the house that day, I remember that day vividly. Uh, we was all in the house, me, my youngest brother Kawan, my mother, and my father. Um, we was on the third floor. My grandmother house. My grandmother owned the house, and my dad had the third floor. So when the feds came in, they came in, kicked the door. They came in all the floors, obviously, because my grandmother owned the whole house. So they finally got up to the third floor, which was my apartment. And I remember, like, boom, when they kicked the door, like, get out, get out, get out. I remember, like, me and my father was sitting, like, in the living room or some shit. And I remember him, like, grabbing me up. He grabbed me, and my mother grabbed my brother. My mother grabbed my brother, like, kind of, like, ran in the corner. And then my father grabbed me and ran, like, in the closet. And, like, on the third floor, we had, that was, even on third floor, it was still three bedrooms. Uh, but I remember my father running into the front closet, which was like at the front of the house. Uh, the police had came in from the front and the back, like at the same time, like kind of like, simultaneously, like, but they had to run up the stairs. So of course, we could like hear the commotion. So by the time they got to the door, my father had already reacted, grabbed me, ran into the closet, uh, and hid in the closet. So I remember him holding me, but he ain't really like he already knew what it was. I ain't gonna say like he ain't give a fuck or no shit like that, but like I just remember vividly like Kareem, make sure you take care of your brother, make sure you take care of your mother. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I remember him saying that to me while he was holding me. I guess he knew what was going on. I really didn't know at the time. But when the police finally came in the closet, I remember them open the closet door, and I remember them pointing this like fucking dumbass uh, revolver at me and shit. Like it was like a little revolver. It was like I don't know what the fuck the caliber gun was at the time, but it was like a 32, 38 looking type shit. Like don't move. So he like put the son down, put him down. So they yelling at him, put me down and shit. He like, all right, put me down or whatever. Take him up out the closet. Walked him down. Now that was really like the day for me personally that changed my life. That shit kind of like fucked me up because like I thought about that shit like my whole like the whole grade school. Like I wouldn't stop thinking about it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like shit just fuck with me. Cause like, so like right after that happened, my mother was still trying to figure shit out. She had me and Quaz. And, she was at my grandmother's house, which was her mother-in-law. So, they had to figure things out. My grandmother was always willing to do anything, but my mother was super prideful at the time. Like she wasn't like strung out and no shit like that. Um, of course, everybody was already like fucking with shit, like dibbling, dabbling, whatever. But like my mother wasn't an addict yet. Like you know what I'm saying. So her and my grandmother talked about it. Which is her mother, and she talked about it to her mother, which is her biological mother in Plainfield. So I guess they decided for my mother to take me and Quaz and move back with my grandmother in Plainfield. So my grandmother wanted to keep us, but my mother wanted to take us, so she took us. We stayed in Plainfield for like that, cause like I still went back and forth to school at Peshon in '85, cause I still graduated like kindergarten at Peshon, which was the first grade school that I went to Peshon for kindergarten. Then then my mother took us to my grandmother's house in Plainfield. That next year was first grade for me. I went to Cook School in Plainfield. It was like literally around the corner from my. It wasn't even around the corner. I could go through the field at the back of the house and get into the back of the school. Literally, the school was literally that close. Cook School, and my grandmother's house was like literally in back of the school. Both of my grandmothers was fortunate. They both owned their own property. Um, as long as I've been born, so it started off, of course, well off. Like you know what I'm saying. So all the drug using and everything actually started. Like really went crazy. Like the crack epidemic hit like in technically like '83. So like 85, 86, I'm in Plainfield now. I'm going to Cook School. Now, like, my mother is getting strung out. So, shit going back and forth. I remember vividly, like, my grandmother let my mother move back in with her. She had like a 5-bedroom in Plainfield, but it was a one family. And she let my mother stay there with me and Quaz. My Aunt Donna was already staying there with her kids. So she had like 3 kids there, and my mother bought 2 kids, which was me and my brother. So it was already like 5 of us in the house. It was already like me, Quaz, Donnie, David. Might only been 4 of us. Nah, cause I think Darren might have just been born or about to be born. It was like probably 4 or 5 of us in there. Cause I think Darren might have been Quaz and Darren I think was babies, but I ain't sure if Darren was there. I don't really remember if my other cousin was there. But anyway, at that time my mother was already then at this time, this 86. Like I'm in the first grade. I'm supposed to be going to school. I ain't even going to school because, like, my mother's strung out. She ain't even home. My grandmother don't give a fuck. I guess she trying to help. I can't say she don't give a fuck. I guess she might was fed up or frustrated or whatever, or she was going through her own shit. But from what I remember, I don't know because, like, what I remember is, like, me and my cousin Donnie, like, cooking for us. So, like, me and Donnie would probably like cook every night. Like I was like 6, so I think like my cousin Donnie, my Aunt Donna oldest, well my Aunt Donna's second is like 2 years older than me, which is my cousin Donnie. Donnie helped take care of me for sure. She helped me a lot. It was me and her and Quaz, and I think David, her older brother, and I think it was Darren, which was her younger brother. So I ain't going to school because ain't nobody making me go to school. I'm mad as hell. I'm frustrated. I'm fighting everybody because I don't want to be here. I wanted to stay in Newark. Uh, my youngest brother really didn't understand, so it didn't really matter to him. But I already had like all my friends and everything, so I never wanted to leave North. So I was upset. So I lashed out, fought a lot, and I just started acting out. So I ended up staying back in the first grade. Actually, I stayed back in the first grade twice. I just wouldn't go to school. So like, I remember vividly my Aunt Donna and my mother, they coming back and forth in the house. They fucking with different niggas. They doing all different type of shit, sneaking behind my grandmother back, doing whatever they wanted to do. And shit was just crazy. Like I remember like cooking for my brother. My brother was only 3, I was only 5 or 6. So I'm 3 years older than Quaz, which is my younger brother. So like, I'm in the first grade, so I'm like 6 and 7 cooking for my brother and everybody, David, Donnie, and sometimes Donnie cooking, sometimes I'm cooking. But basically me and Donnie cooking. My grandmother was just frustrated at the time. She would cook sometimes big meals and different shit like that, of course. But she was so frustrated that she wasn't trying to cook every day because she was mad at her kids that they wasn't home to feed us. So she just said fuck it and just left it up to us. So lo and behold, uh, I remember like younger motherfuckers coming to the house, like to fuck with my mother, fuck with my Aunt Donna. They in the house tricking, different shit like that. Like I literally remember watching my mother, like vividly, having, like, being with younger dudes, younger kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? They were probably 16, 17, 15, 20. You know what I'm saying? My mother just letting, she trying to get high or whatever. So, she doing whatever to make her way. And, we just in the house just trying to fend for ourselves. Eventually, uh, my aunts and uncles started hearing about it. And eventually they figured that they had to do something because I had already stayed back twice. Now, it's 2 years, it's not even 2 years later. It's like, yeah, it's 2 years later. I stayed there for like 2 years. I stayed back in the first grade 2 years. So finally, I went to the first grade the third time. By then, my Aunt Bobby, which was doing a little well off for herself at the time, she, um, she, um, agreed to take me, and my grandmother agreed to take my youngest brother back because my mother wasn't watching us. She wasn't doing nothing for us. My grandmother wasn't trying to hear it. She was just trying to. Everybody had to go. So my grandmother came and got Quaz. So he started kindergarten at Peshon, and my Aunt Bobby came to get me, and I started first grade for the third time in Hackensack. Now, finally, obviously, my Aunt Bobby uh, helped me out a lot because once I went to my Bobby house, I easily focused. I didn't have to worry about really doing too much for myself. I had like 2 older cousins. Uh, so once I got to my Aunt Bobby house, I did start focusing on school a lot more. I automatically rose to honor roll. I finally got a new set of friends. Uh, I finally started to do better for myself. But the only thing that I hated was I was separated from my brother. So I did, like, obviously, like, raise tantrums and raise fits a lot. I always kept fighting. I would just beat people up for just talking sometimes because I was just angry and frustrated. And I was also little, so people just think I was little and just try to say something to me, and I just lash out and just jump at them. I was always known for fighting. I was always known for being angry because I just didn't like my situation, period. I felt like I was left for dead. I felt like ain't nobody care about me. So that's just how it went for that particular time. So basically, for the next 2.5 years, I was away from North, just like acting out. Now, it was a lot that went on while I was in Hackensack. It was some good and some bad. My Aunt Bobby was doing well off for herself, so she was living like in a luxury complex where they had like a pool on the top floor and everything, so I go swimming every day, different stuff like that. Her husband had just got murdered. They found him dead. I believe like in a dumpster or something behind a building. He was ripping and running, hustling, whatever. You know, he was doing well off for himself. But he ended up coming to his demise a little early. So my Aunt Bobby was hurt in her own right, but she was nice enough to come and help and grab me because she had the space, and she knew she was a little more grounded to help me get myself situated in school. So I'm gonna start off on that later on, probably tomorrow. We're gonna touch up me doing my 3rd year in the 1st grade, moving to Hackensack, and how that played out. Appreciate everybody taking their time out to hear my story. This is one of the books that I wrote. I wrote 4 books. It's a series of The City by Kareem Hicks. I'm gonna re-release this, but this book, The City, is about my father, Samad, and my mother, Michelle. So this basically tells you a lot of story about their life before me. So if you want to read the book is The City by Kareem Hicks. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. You can buy it at any platform, or you can get it directly from me, get in my DMs. At Soulside the Great _AZH Music Group. You can find me on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I appreciate everything. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.